Now I'm going to demonstrate how we can mix and match page sections in Squarespace using SquareForge. If you're not new to SquareForge, then you should be able to jump straight in. If you are new, here's just some things to know. One is this is a series of pre-built professional templates for Squarespace that are available in this off menu section here. And I've got over 250 layouts and counting, all based on different formats that we can use as the foundation for building a Squarespace 7.1 website. What I'm going to do in this tutorial is show how I would build a homepage structure from different unique sections. So let's start out with our hero section. This is our billboard for our website, and I've got a full category set for this. We've got classic hero sections, things like this one here, where we can have a background image and then a card overlaying it. We've got this option here, like a Polaroid style effect. We've even got this alternate card effect here with a shape at the top of it. That rectangle just adds a bit of a trim to the layout. But I think we might look at some of the grid hero options. And I think I'm going to go with this one here. So this is suitable for websites where you may not have professional photos carrying right the way through, and we have to make do with smartphone photographs. The images are smaller, we're using more of them, so we get that nice effect. So if I click on edit, and now scroll down to this section here, I can save it as a favorite, and now we've got our hero. Let's jump out of that, and now we're going to find some suitable layouts to match that. So next up, I might go for a short content section just to feed in to introduce our website. I think I'm going to go for the simple centrally aligned intro section. I'm not sure if I'm going to need a call to action button yet. I can always delete that if I want to. So now I've added that section. Let's go to signposts. I could add in cards, but I don't think I've got enough information to fill those sections. I could either go for 2-column classic layouts, like this option here, or even options with images as well. And I think I'll go for this classic option here. So I just scroll down to the section that I want to save as a favorite, and once again, save as a favorite. Before we move into our footer section, I'm going to add 2 more sections in place. And this is where I'm going to add a featured video section. Let's have a look at some of the video options here. I like this 3-column layout. Let's go for that one. I'm going to add that as a favorite, exit out of that, and let's add another one as well. So I'm going to go for a single testimonial. Let's see what options we've got for that. I'm going to add in this one here. And finally, I'm going to add a blog summary block. So I'm going to go to carousel blocks for this one. And let's have a look at the options available. We're trying to find one to match up with the designs that we've already got. So this one could fit quite nicely. And I think that's what we'll go for. 2 featured articles from the blog. Okay, those structures are now all saved to favorites. And that's really important that we save to favorites. We don't edit in these sections. And likewise, that means we don't need to duplicate these pages to bring in content across and then delete the sections we want. We just save them as a favorite. We can now go in and add a blank page. Normally I would rename it, but I'm just going to keep it as is. And then we've got an empty page. From here, we can edit and then add section. Now we can go to our saved sections. And I'm actually going to do it in reverse. So I'm going to start with the section I most recently saved, because that'll go in at the top. And now I'm going to add in the other sections as well. This is so quick to start working with our designs. And let's add in, maybe we can swap the testimonial around. So we're going to put that in. Okay, that doesn't seem to have saved it. So I'm just going to press save. I might need to give it a full browser refresh. Sometimes Squarespace can be a little bit quirky with this. As we can see, it's added it in twice now. It just didn't update it. So we're going to remove the excess testimonial block. Jump back to save sections again. And then one more time for the video block. Now we've added these in place. The font styles, the colors and everything will match up with whatever you set in the site styles. So you can update them all here, and then it will update your version of the Forge, your replicated version of it, so that you can customize it for the individual site. This might start looking very much the same, where we've got a call to action here, then 2 here. That might be just too many options for the user. So let's just remove that one there, make this more compact. And also we're going to change the colors. So we're going to go for light instead of lightest. So we have that banding effect. We've got our hero section on a dark background color. Then we have a silver onto white, breaking it up again then with a testimonial. Then we go back into a silver and then back to white to finish. Of course, this isn't matching the content that you want, and you may want to go in and start fine-tuning this and working with it. For example, we could choose to remove this text block from here and just go for the grid gallery without that. Likewise, we may decide that we want to make this area narrower and just adjust that accordingly. We may decide to change up how these images work, so they could be smaller so they take up less space. Likewise, we can do the same with the text. There's really so much that you can do with your layouts. The world very much is your lobster. Okay, so now we've got that section. I can select all of those items, bring them over to the right, and do the same here. I'm just reducing that text block here to make sure that they're not overlapping. And now we could decide to offset a heading and decide how that's going to be laid out. But we could bring in an introductory sentence about the services just so it mirrors the structure of this hero here. We could also decide to switch this up and go for a 2-column layout with an offset asymmetrical style like this to carry right the way through. The way we've gone for this layout is we've gone for asymmetric, symmetrical, asymmetric, back to symmetrical, asymmetric, and kind of symmetrical. So there's no hard and fast rule with this. It's about playing around with it till it matches up with what you want. Of course, this will look very different with your own brand colors, and by the time we've added images and adapted the fonts, etc. But that's just a quick example showing how you can take multiple sections, save them all, build them into a collection, and then build out your website structures in no time. And the beauty of this is if we make a couple of changes, like to this one here, we can go in and resave it at this stage, using the favorite option again, meaning that we can use that on subsequent pages. I've covered this in other tutorials. I don't want to go into depth in this one, but always make sure when you make changes to structures, check them in mobile view, because we can see on this example here that then a little bit of work needs to be done just to tidy this up after we made the change, to get rid of the extra spacing that's not necessarily needed. Likewise with the welcome section, because we've removed the call to action button, we may want to just put a bit more space in below. And this option in the hero, decide whether you like it or not, where they're all equal size now and quite compact. Hope you found this useful. Again, you can get SquareForge and there's information on the description. You can either buy it outright or you can buy it on a subscription basis and join in our Skool community as well and share your ideas with other Forge users across the world. I'm building out that community from the summer of 2024 and I'm not leaving anything behind with it. There will be loads and loads of tutorials, tips and guides of how to get the most out of this platform. And of course, you can jump onto squareforge.net and have a look at it for free and use the layouts that I've created in that as inspiration for your next Squarespace website. I'll catch you next time. Cheers.